All right. In order to get a good understanding of how the Sketch and Wash pencil works when we apply the water, I'm just going to trace this template with the 6 ovals. I'm using the H pencil. Okay. I'm going to label it. This is going to be my 6 value, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm just going to fill them in. Again, the darker 6 value is actually going to get darker once I add water to it. And you'll see that happen in a minute. So there's my 6. So that gives me my 6-step scale. Obviously, a 0 value is going to be the white of the paper. So now, when you get your water, grab a paper towel, get a water cup. You don't have to fill it all the way. You just need a little bit of water in the bottom. I'm going to wet my brush. I'm going to take some of the excess water off. And as I said, once this 6 value gets wet, you're going to watch it darken up immediately. So now this is where you want to start to learn to use some good, strong controlled technique in maintaining the edges of that form. And you can see how the water softens it, but also darkens it. Now, clean out my brush, take some of the excess water off, and then apply water over the 5 value. So that gives me that 6-step value scale. Now, in areas where you want to create a smooth transition, obviously I don't have a smooth transition there, but in this area I'm going to use my 5, and I'm going to really press in there just with a dark value. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a smooth gradation. So I'm going to create a little bit of a value scale there with the Sketch and Wash pencil. Now I'm going to transition this just with water. I'm going to transition this out to a 0 value. So if I come into the dark, you can see that whole area of dark gets really dark. And then I'm going to work my way out and just allow the brush to get a little bit more dry as I take that transition out. Take a little bit more water and pull that value out to a 0 value. I can come back here too. You can see it's got a little bit, it's kind of removing some of the graphite. So if I clean off my brush a little bit, try to transition that, get a nice smooth value scale all the way out to a 0 value. If I want to put in areas of 1 value without applying, because you see that 1 value is actually pretty dark. If on my final I want to put in a 1 value or a half value, if I just come in with this as a source and push really lightly, and I'll just make this as a little source, like a palette, I'm lifting some paint off, put a little bit of that in there, and then I'm just going to take some water, and I'm going to pull into this, and now take a little bit more water, and in that area right next to it, from the graphite that I have on the brush, I can just create a really, really nice, soft half value. All right, it's very, very subtle. You can see the difference between the 1 value and the 0.5 value. All right. So I want you to practice these techniques before you start on the final.